Nicole, the antics, as Chanley called them, between the attorneys continue on a daily basis, and jurors are outwardly laughing during a murder trial where the state is trying to prove 3 murders. So this guy is supposedly a triple murderer, and you know it's popcorn and soda time for this jury a lot during this trial. Your thoughts overall on Robert Durst, 78-year-old? The people were told, the judge was told that, well, if he takes a stand, he could die. He's up there going toe-to-toe with John Lewin for days.
Right, and I think that part of the strategy from the prosecution appears to be to try to wear him out and make him make a mistake and have him slip up. It's interesting, though, as you've pointed out, the jurors are laughing, and they're laughing in response to comments that Durst is making, not necessarily in response to what the prosecutor is saying. This certainly can't be a great sign for the prosecutor. I think his efforts at trying to wear down this particular witness, the defendant in this case, may not be going as he planned, but he's persisting.
Philip Dube, you represent people in Los Angeles, the county there. Isn't that a defense attorney's best case scenario, to have a relationship built between your client, the defendant, and the jury? And that's what's happening over this 18-month period of time, and now this 10 days of Robert Durst cracking jokes on the stand. Yeah, the details may not help your defendant, but at the end of the day, it's hard to convict somebody you feel like you know.
Yes, because there is that likability, relatability type factor. There's an old adage in the criminal defense bar, and they say laughing juries don't convict. Now, that doesn't always apply, believe me. I've heard juries laughing in the back while they're deliberating and come back with a guilty, But generally, happy juries tend to let people go. I think in this particular instance, John Lewin has met his match. I think he thought that he was just going to, turn Robert Durst into a carcass. But if you listen to him, while he is physically frail, he is sharp as a tack and mentally alert. He has that sort of raspy, scratchy, throaty, gravelly voice where he sits up there sounding like the Godfather, talking to the Corleone family about offers that couldn't be refused. He is not at all intimidated or afraid of John Lewin. He doesn't always have an answer for things, but he doesn't seem like he's deliberately trying to mislead the jury. I think the jury might give him a pass because of his age and his frailties, where he just can't remember all the details. The other thing I wanted to say, too, is that I think a lot of people are going to have a hard time believing that Susan Berman would admit some of her culpability. These statements against her penal interest are highly unusual. People don't go around admitting their own complicity.
Yeah, good point. And Nicole, the way that Robert Durst is handling this cross-examination, to Philip's point, he doesn't seem nervous or fearful at all. And it's almost like on some level he is enjoying this joust with prosecutor Lewin, who has made it his life's work to bring him down, bring Durst down.
That's right. I've gotten that impression, too. And the reality is that he's been waiting. Durst has been waiting for his opportunity to finally get a chance to answer some of these questions that have been raised in a court of law. So he is ready for this. And I think all of the pauses that we're hearing are him making sure that he gives the correct and most thoughtful answer that he can. Some of Durst's problems in the past have been that he sort of is all too honest in describing things that have gone on. And I get that flavor from his testimony here in this courtroom as we watch this trial.
Yeah, he's got the long pause. He has the notepad next to him, the iPad next to him that has a real-time translation or transcription. So he's able to study and use that as sort of a way to prepare and think, and then he comes back, and sometimes he gives a zinger, and sometimes he frustrates the prosecutor, John Lewin. Let's talk more when we return about Robert Durst's testimony. Is it helping his defense?